Hello everybody, Scratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Patch 3.4 just dropped out today, guys. We have the new fusion with it, we have the new faction, the new champions, then we got a couple of other things that change, and of course we got the most awaited future, the tag system feature for dupe champions. So no, it's not a dupe system. I don't know if some other content creator made like a troll video debating all of you that this is gonna be the dupe system. It's nothing related to the dupe system. It's just to help you sort out your champions in your roster. That's about it, guys. So it's not a dupe system, right? So before we jump in and talk about the fusion, the event schedule and all this, I just want to say big shout out to Plarium, guys. They organized a testing server for us, the content creators, to be able to test the new champions. And like that, we are actually able to show you offhand, instant, if the champion is worth your time or your money. So I just wanted to say thanks to Plarium for organizing that for us. Great experience, such a good idea to be able to get our hands on the content a couple of days earlier, and like that we can prepare it for you guys to see it offhand, and like that you can decide if it's worth it for you to waste your money or not, or time, of course. Time and money, they're both very important. So we have Yoshi the Drunkard, the fusion that started today, guys. So let's have a quick look at the fragment event schedule, what we have planned here. So of course, like usual, we're gonna have a lot of events. Some of them started today. The events, they're gonna last till the 29th of the month, guys. So if you wanna see every specific event in part, how many fragments you're gonna be able to get from every single one of them, of course the summoning events and tournaments, they give you the biggest amount of fragments, but we can get in total up to 160 fragments, so you definitely want to make sure you're not missing on any of them. Now, the fusion itself, guys, right? Let's have a quick look first at the champion here, then we're going to jump on the test server and we're going to have a look at the champion. I cannot show you directly this because in the test server we don't have the news regarding the event and all the rest, but here we have the fusion and the whole faction. Like some of the champions, they look badass. We already discussed about it. This chick right here, she look badass. She looks just badass, honestly. I really like the design on them, of course. They're always doing a great job there. Now, talking about Yoshi the Drunkard. Is he worth your time? Is he worth your investment? Are you gonna end up in using this champion anywhere at all? Now, let me tell you that. If your early game probably is not gonna be the best example as a champion for you, but still, if you do have the opportunity to do the fusion, do it. Doesn't matter if you're a free-to-play, non-free-to-play, whatever you are. If you have the chance to do it, just do it. We've been proven a gazillion times. Free-to-play players that started 1-2 weeks before the fusion, they are able to complete it without a problem, as long as they manage their resources well. So this champion right here is more axed towards endgame. He can do a great job in the Doom Tower and mainly for endgame arena. At least that's what I'm seeing in him at the moment. Of course, you do require to test him a lot more, play him around in different parts in the game to be able to fully understand his kit. But Yoshi the Drunkard, guys, he's a support legendary champion, Force Affinity from the Shadowkin faction, the new faction that got released. Let's have a quick look at the kit. Base stats, we have 19.6k HP, a pretty solid HP, 1.3k attack, 969 defense. We have a base speed of 103, basic crit rate, basic crit damage. We start with 40 resistance and with 20 accuracy. So his base stats are pretty badass. Now the champion itself looks pretty good as well. Drunkard, he looks like he's drinking a lot though. What can I say? Let's start with his A1. So we have strong boost. Like this is saying everything as well. Attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance fully booked of placing a stun debuff for one turn. Now, if you get lucky with your books and you decide to book this champion, and the books are going in the A2 and A3 with some miracle, forget about the A1. It's really not worth it to throw the books into it, because eventually you won't be using the champion for his A1. So we have 4 books in there. Then we have his A2 on 3-turn cooldown, fully booked. Flaming Spirits, attacks 2 times at random, fully booked, has a 100% chance of placing a 50% decrease accuracy debuff and a HP burn debuff for 2 turns. Now, fully booked, that goes down to 2-turn cooldown, with a 100% chance. We are getting a bit of extra damage as well, but it only attacks 2 times at random. We have 6 books in here. That brings us up to a total of 10 books. Then we have his A3. Now this is the skill that kind of makes him so good and so unique, and I really feel like a combo in these buffs was really needed for the end game. So we have Battle Toast on 3 turn cooldowns fully booked, places a 50% increased attack buff and a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. Now, when you're grinding Platinum Arena, guys, reset, you're finding a lot of badass teams in there. You're finding it pretty hard to be able to synergize your team, to use the right champions in there. So this champion right here can actually come in handy pretty good with specific teams when you're going against specific endgame teams. Now, of course, he can help you in dungeons, Doom Tower, early progression as well. Increase attack and increase accuracy is nothing bad. But then a lot of other champions are doing increase attack. You might not need the increase accuracy so much, like super early game. But the more you're gonna fight the end game dungeons, levels, etc., you will be finding yourself in the need of accuracy if you're early on. So it's not a bad champion early game either. Also, has a 75% chance of placing a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. Has a 100% chance instead on enemies under increased attack buffs. So for example, if you're going in arena, the enemy team gets to buff before you. You are building this champion a bit faster than the debuffer, than the attacker in your team, for example, because that's the way you should build him. With his passive, which we're going to talk about in a second, he will be able to actually get more turn meter and actually be able maybe to cut on the enemy team before they get to attack with their nuker. So like that, you have a 100% chance of landing True Fear if they have attack down. So this works either if it's early game, mid game, end game. Now, I said he's more towards end game because that's where I see the true potential of this champion. Of course, it's nothing bad with using him earlier on and stuff like that. We need 4 more books in here. That brings him up to a total of 14 books. Now, 14 books are quite a lot, guys. They're not cheap to get the books. We all know that. They're pretty expensive. So, if you have the chance to do it, you can do it. If no, you can use him without books as well. But this being on a 5 turn cooldown doesn't make him that great for low spenders, free to play. Because, how I said, you can get a Spirit Host to increase your attack in dungeons and maybe get a bit more utility out of her rather than the one you get from this champion. Then we have the passive. Partier fills this champion's turn meter by 4% each time an enemy receives a buff. So that's what I meant when I talked about him cutting in, is because of this passive. So if this champion would have had a skill like Warlord, for example, like Basher, it would have been amazing. Like, I'm praying that in the near future they'll be making a champion similar with this one, with the same passive and a skill like Warlord, because that will make arena so much fun. Like, will change a bit the meta. Will be a lot of fun to be able to use a champion like this in defense, because when you're attacking, you're buffing a lot, right? If you're placing a Tormin in the team as well, you're gonna force them to bring a Siphi. Now, if they are bringing a Siphi or a Duchess against this champion, unfortunately, he's pretty useless with his fear because they already have block debuffs, so he's not gonna do much. But if they're just boosting, for example, with Alessandra, will kind of throw him in the bin. But if they're boosting with an Apothecary and a Gorgorab, they already get 2 buffs on each one of them, so that will give him 2 buffs on each of them. We said, right, 8 multiply with 4, right? So 32% turn meter. That's pretty huge, man. 32% is definitely gonna make you jump in front of their nuker, you know. And landing that fear, that can save you the fight. So I think he's a pretty solid champion. Then we have his aura, increases ally speed in all battles by 19%. Even better, you have the speed aura, increase attack, increase accuracy, end game against high resistance teams is OP. Especially if you're going against teams with hegemons and things. We're gonna see on the testing server, unfortunately, I only find like noob teams, bot teams, not really proper teams to be able to fight them. But if we find any sort of good team, guys, we're gonna try him out in there as well. But that is Yoshi the Drunkard, guys. A lot of you guys might be disappointed with the champion, but trust me when I'm telling you, this champion is sort of a 200 IQ champion. You know, I'm not trying to sell you the bad champions or anything like that. When they're bad, I'm just calling it. I like the champion. I'm happy with the way they designed the kit. And trust me, later on, if you're early game now, mid game, even end game, but you still don't find a use for it, you will be finding the use for him later on if you're deciding to play Arena, Doom Tower, content that requires higher accuracy, etc. So we're gonna jump on the test server and test the champion out. And here we are, guys. We are on the testing server. How you guys can probably see, I almost have 1 million gems. You heard me right. I wish I would have something like this on my account, because I'll be sharing the love. I'll be a raid millionaire, to say like this, in gems. But yeah, forget about it. This is the testing server, guys. So none of the things you're gonna see here will actually happen in the game. This is just a testing server on the side with a different client from the game, where only a few of us had the chance to actually test it out and play around with the new champion. So how you guys can see, we have no tournaments, no events coming in. We have no news regarding anything else in the game rather than this. So not to worry, my account does not have actually 1 million gems. So thanks again to Plarium for making this possible. An amazing idea. Hope you guys are keeping up the great job with this, and we're actually gonna get to test more things in the future. So this server is gonna close down in a couple of days, I think. So I will have time to make a video for pretty much every single champion that got released. So how you guys can see, we have all the new champions that got released in here. So we have a Gintoro, we have them all at 60, fully booked, masteries. So today, guys, how I said, we're gonna talk about the fusion champion, so Yoshi the Drunkard. This is the build I have on him. So basically it's my own account transferred here. Like, if you guys remember when we did the testing for the 3v3 arena before it got released, is the exact same situation, right? So nothing else to worry about. So Yoshi the Drunkard, I do have him built on an immunity and a speed set. I don't have any sort of stat on him insane, out of the ordinary. But these are the total stats we have on him. We have 59k HP, 2.3k attack, 2.7k defense, 265 speed, 27 crit rate, 105 crit damage, 164 resistance, 334 accuracy. The reason I gave him accuracy is for his A3, A2, A1 if we're using him in dungeons, etc. So I wasn't able to get the top accessories for him. We actually had to farm them because they haven't been able to add gear to the account. They cannot do something like that. So we actually farmed some gear. I haven't got the best one, but this is the gear I have on him right here. So I'm not gonna build him for attack. I'm not gonna do a minus 200 IQ idea and test him for damage, because that's just a waste, honestly. He's not a damage champion. I'm not expecting him to deal a ton of damage. Even though if he might have high multipliers on his A1, A2, I still don't care about that part. I care about the buffs he has, right? So we have the weapon, the helmet, shield, gauntlet, chest piece, boots, ring, amulet, and of course we have accuracy banner. So that's the gear on him. We already checked the skills, we checked the stats. Masteries, on the other hand, I have defense and support tree. So I find it pretty important to get the masteries in order when we're going against specific teams as well. So of course I have the defense, I have a Defiant, we have a Improved Plarium, we have Rejuvenation, we're going all the way down to Cycle of Revenge. I haven't bothered in taking a Retribution. That's because of Arena. I don't want him to counterattack and hit a crit hit and boost the turn meter on the wrong champion. That can screw me over, so no Retribution on him. I could probably get, without a problem, Selfless Defender, but I kind of wanted to get lasting gifts as well, and I wanted to go down to Eagle Eye as tier 6. Of course, if you're not worrying so much about his accuracy, you can go on Bulwark, and you can go down to Selfless Defender. Not a problem. Pinpoint accuracy, we have Cycle of Magic to get to use the A3 more often. Evil Eye, Lasting Gifts, how I said, and tier 6 Eagle Eye. these are the masteries for him, guys. First, let's take him in for a spin in a dungeon, for example. Let's take him in the dragon, check his animations out. So we're gonna use Yoshi as the lead, guys. We're gonna get 19% increase speed in all battles, so that's great because you can run him in Doom Tower, you can run him in Arena, in dungeons. So I find it super important, especially early mid-game, to have a speed aura. Can help you a lot in dungeons as well. Then you have increased accuracy for him, you have increased attack, and you have fear on the enemies, which overall makes him such a great champion. So let's take him in for a spin. We're gonna use a KL as the poisoner, we're gonna get a reviver in there as well, and then we're gonna get a defense down, attack down, and bellower to CC a bit and deal some damage on the waves as well. So let's have a look at the animations. The AI on him is pretty badass as well, using the A3. Of course, that's what we wanted to use. The animation while he's using the A2 is so nice. It's like a firework just flying around. I really like that part. The way he slams that thing he holds, whatever it's called, pretty badass as well. Okay, we got those buffs up, landed the fear. Super good to have that CC as well. HP burn, decrease accuracy on the champs. You see that fear procced on Hoarding, that kind of saved our KL, kept him alive. Again, on the boss as well, to have the decrease accuracy is pretty big as well, because he's not gonna land those poisons and weaken on us. So we started with HP burn, and we have a decrease accuracy on the boss. We have all the buffs that we need. Okay. There we are. We have the increased accuracy. That's gonna help our KL. KL, he only has like 140 accuracy. You see, we got resisted on most of them, most of our champions, which is great. It definitely helped out a lot. Okay, let's see. Buffs again, awesome. Now, I haven't really tried the damage build on him, how I said, but I'm pretty sure he can hit pretty good numbers with the A1. And it's awesome that he's keep on buffing. Like, a lot of you guys might struggle with the accuracy when you're making your first move onto the stage 20 of the dungeons till you're getting better gear. Especially if you're doing with the gear you're getting from campaign. You don't have accessories, so this will be pretty good. If you guys remember Cursed, the rare that I made a video on like a while ago, the dwarf one that got released, the first one with boost accuracy, that was a great addition overall in the game. So we actually got Yoshi in here with 456k damage, Bellower with 554k. So that HP burn, it actually made a bit of damage to help us out. KL, of course, with 2.2 million. But his Force Affinity, he's not the best champion when you're talking about the Fire Knight. But if you don't have one of the strongest Fire Knight teams, you can use him there as well. We're only gonna try him on the Dragon. We're gonna do some Arena, and at the end, we're gonna jump in the Doom Tower with him, guys. So we don't have a lot of teams in Arena. Honestly, these are like just we have Stu Gaming here. We have a few other guys that got in to test this team. We have some special teams that I'm actually happy to have them on the list, because he's exactly the right counter for these teams, with the right team, of course. But let's start with this team right here. Seems to be a pretty fast team. I'm gonna use him as speed lead, right? So I already have a bonus from him. I have the speed lead. I'm using him with Sifi, so I have block debuffs. Then I have increased accuracy from him, and I have increased attack. So let's take them in for a spin like this. So just check this out, for example, right? We're gonna let it go on auto. We're gonna slow it down. We boosted. Arbiter cuts on us, right? So I'm gonna stop the auto. They boosted, right? So they buffed 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 16% per meter. That brought us up on track before any of the enemy got to make the move against us, right? So because of the boost that Arbiter did and the passive, we actually cut on the enemy team. So right now we can just do this, which is gonna do itself on auto, and land the fear on 100% on everybody, because Arbiter already landed attack up. So because of it, we have chance to land fear 100%. Of course, Madame Series has block debuffs, has immunity, so we're not able to do it on her, but we are able to do it on the rest. And now my Madame Series comes in play, and now We can put somebody to sleep here, for example, and get my Tranda in to wreck the enemy team. And just like that, game over for the enemy team. And now he's gonna use his A2, HP burn, decrease accuracy, kill it. So that passive is a 200 IQ sort of situation, guys. If you play that champion right, it's gonna be for your own benefit, right? Then let's go on Stew Gaming. Seems like we're having a pretty badass sort of a team here. We're not even gonna need that one. Probably we have a double nuke sort of hegemon teams here. I'm not even sure what. I'm gonna use Necret for one run. Then we're gonna run a Krisk, for example, instead, or a shield champion to be able to withdraw the damage from two hegemons from there, right? So we got the speed aura. Okay, one hegemon in, second hegemon in, and we survived, right? Okay, now my Madame series comes in play. Now we're boosting all this, getting that fear on them. Bang. Okay, that's fine. She counterattacks, is normal. She kind of went crazy there, but now we can just do that. And my Tranda now is just gonna wipe the floor with them, right? As easy as that. So when you're going against teams like these guys, this champion is gonna be god tier. I'm not messing around with you. You gotta see the champion through my eyes, right? Because we have increased accuracy, increased crit damage, increased accuracy, increased speed, and we have just increased accuracy. Those are three different epic champions in the game that are doing it. But this Yoshi right here, increase attack, increase accuracy, and landing fear on the enemy team can be such a huge win for us. So if I could build him with higher accuracy, I would build him with higher accuracy. I would probably give him 500-600 accuracy, that amount of speed, tank him up to make sure we're gonna be able to withdraw the damage from a team like that, and then just fight the enemy team. So again, we're gonna go against this team right here. The same format. We have another hegemon, this team right here, because we're gonna have a tech up now, right? This changes so many things in the teams we can play around with. So let's see what's gonna happen here. We can put the speed to normal. We've seen the animations. Right, so we got a ton of damage, right? Now, they don't have block debuffs from Duchess just yet. We managed to cut in front. We have Cycle of Revenge Mastery that helped a lot as well. So now we're gonna play this. Bang. Attack up on my Tranda. Increase accuracy on my Madame series. So if that Duchess right there, she has 700 resistance, she has 400 resistance. If you guys are playing in gold, you might have issues with the accuracy on your Madame series. For example, she only has 250 accuracy, because that was the only way you were able to give her that amount of accuracy and to give her a 200 plus speed, right? It's not a problem. Our boy Yoshi comes in play here and helps us out. So my Madame series right here is on immunity. She doesn't have a huge amount of accuracy, for example, but with this team right here, with Yoshi, we've been actually able to clap them. So right now we're gonna do this in case if they have any sort of Swift gear, because everybody's running Swift gear at this very moment in arena. Chris can do whatever he wants, but now it's just bye-bye for the team. Okay, so they lost those two, and now you see Swift, there we go. Of course that candy is not going to be able to slaughter my team. Necret is OP. I've told you from day one, guys. I told you from day one. But now people are starting to learn what Necret means, which is good. So, you can use him like that. That's a huge advantage. Then, of course, you can use him on the normal classic way. For example, let's just see. Deadwood. Deadwood Jedi. Is that him? So we're not going to go against hegemons. Now we're going to go against teams like this. If we need to have block debuffs, we're going to find Torment teams as well. So like that, for example, we have a Sifi. We can run that. There we go. And sorry, Deadwood Jedi. Was not intended, brother. Was not intended. Now, for example, let's find some Torments. We have a Torment right here. Player something. Okay, so we have immunity on all my team. Of course, I already have immunity on 2 champions, but as example, let's just say we didn't have it. We got them all down. Even if they had insane resistance, a lot of teams with Lydia lead, they have a huge resistance. And if you're running immunity, you might not be able to actually knock that team down. But in this format right here, we have attack up and increase accuracy. So it kind of throws Arbiter out of the team. Of course, the speed aura is not as big, but when you're fighting like high resistance teams, it's not a must to have a huge speed aura at all, because most of those teams are kind of slow compared to the rest. So let's get that Minaya down. I don't know what she's doing in arena, Minaya. She's just not... Minaya should stick with dungeons and campaign. That's where she can shine, you know, not in arena. And faction wars. She can be good in faction wars. So we landed that fear again, awesome. Now let's take him in for a spin in the Doom Tower. Honestly, he's not really gonna cut the list to make it on my teams in the Doom Tower. I don't really need that extra accuracy. I already have a different team built around for the Doom Tower, but for a lot of you guys out there that are struggling with accuracy, speed, etc., he can help you out. He can bring you a bit of CC, boost accuracy, boost attack, get that extra speed from his aura. So let's see what he's capable of to do here. How I said, he's a 200 IQ champion, mainly towards arena, etc., stuff like that, rather than a PvE content. Of course, it can be helpful for a lot of you guys out there, mid-game, early game, to help you with situations like this where you're struggling with accuracy and you're trying to combine attack up accuracy in the same champion, rather than to lose a spot from a different champion that you gotta take out. And like that, you can keep more damage in the team, to say like this as well. So he's just doing his job, buffing, CCing a bit the waves as well. So we got fear on all of them there. Now fear is a 50% chance to stop the enemy from actually taking a turn, making them miss on their turn basically. Is a pretty powerful CC debuff. Sometimes it feels like it is a 99% chance rather than a 50. But let me know, guys, your thoughts on the champion. How many of you guys are a fan of him? How many of you guys are not a fan of him? How I said, a legendary is a legendary. I would never miss on it as long as I would have the opportunity to get him. He does have a pretty good utility in the game, starting from an early game to end game. So maybe some of you are not seeing it. Some of you guys consider that you're not gonna need anything like this for your account, but you never know. So as long as you are able to get the fusion done, I would strongly recommend you to do it. If no, it's up to you. I'm telling you my opinion. 200 IQ champion. You guys can disagree, agree with me. I'm still gonna keep my own opinion while you guys are keeping your own, but do let me know in the comments down below. I am curious to see your opinion, your arguments, your pluses to the champion. I will be definitely trying to fuse him. I do think he's the strongest champion that got released with this faction. Out of all of them, he's the strongest champion. But yeah, guys, that's the Doom Tower done as well. We've covered some dungeons, arena. Appreciate you all guys watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more content, turn on notifications to see when we upload next, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.